computer. Hello. Right, hi guys. I hope we're all good. Do you know what? I'm actually really excited for tonight. It gives me the most excitement when I worked with loads of different people, but my favourite people to work with are all of my directors, every single one of them, because they literally inspire me every single day. So what we're going to be doing, hopefully you've all got pen and paper, because I think tonight you are going to have so much information. It is going to be a bit information overload, but as the week progresses, we're going to give you loads of tips. We're going to share extra ideas into the squad off the back of this training tonight. So tonight is all about different ways that you can get PRV. And obviously the aim of this one is to get active in April. I've also set a challenge today amongst all of the leaders. So if you're a lead star and you're a superstar and you haven't seen it in the squad leaders group, I've also set you a challenge to get paid at title. And there is a little incentive bonus in there as well. So no, this meeting's not for directors, Trisha. This meeting is for everybody, but you're going to be trained by lots of different directors tonight, which is not just going to be me talking. It's going to be lots of people. So literally buckle up, and I'll explain what the thought process is behind this tonight. Okay. So what we want to do at the end of this week, come Friday, we're going to do something called a booking blitz. Now, when we first got together, I think we all come to an agreement that actually lots of people hear the words booking blitz and go into panic mode because you think I'm going to ask you to book lots of parties. And that's not what the route that we're going down. We're actually going to go down a route that is going to give you so many other things that you can book. So on the list tonight, for example, we've got the big fat borrow bag. That's the main focus, okay, is getting your borrow bag booked out to as many people as possible and getting your kit working for you. And we're going to go through what a borrow bag looks like. We're going to talk about a simple one versus a really complex one. You know, all singing, all dancing, as much as you want to do with it. We've got messenger parties. We're going to be talking social media buddies. We're going to be talking secret sales, how to do them. We're going to be talking business parties, as in going to business, like actual businesses. We're going to be talking pod parties, sip and sniff, gift boxes, borrow bags, pass the borrow bag, games parties, boot parties, envelope parties, fragrance flower parties, garden sales, and mystery bag parties. Honestly, you are going to have your mind blown tonight, but there is going to be something for absolutely everybody. And I'm pretty certain as the week goes on, we probably will have more ideas and they will get shared in the group. The plan will be that come the end of the week, when we come to do our booking blitz, and I will explain, sorry, I don't know if I've just done that. I will explain how a booking blitz is going to work at the end of the Zoom if we've got time. If not, I will come on and do it live at some point and talk you through it. But basically, it's a big team event. You will all get put into teams, and it will be who can book the most, which team can book the most parties as a team event with this whole list that we're going to talk about. As I say, not just face-to-face parties, not just going live and doing a party, all of these different options. It's who can book the most of those things in, the team will win a prize. So it is going to be a little bit competitive, but also this is going to be massive for you guys. If you really pay attention tonight and put this into practice and take action with what we're going to show you, you potentially could be setting your business up for the next, not just month, 2 months, 3 months, right into the spring, summer, right into when we can actually party with like the world. Literally, you're going to be setting your business up for something massive, okay? Because you're going to get all these bookings in, whether it's borrow bags, because it might be that you get your borrow bag booked in every single 3 days for the whole month of April and for the whole month of May. And you literally work that diary rotation. And if that's how, and if you do that, yes, some of those borrow bags might come back with 0 PRV. I've just had one come back with an order for 4 waxes. And you're like, really? Is that it? Just 4 waxes? But an order's an order. It's all PRV. So if you think that you've got that, you know, all of these things, and it might be that you've got messenger parties or social media buddies, all of these different things are going to help you build your PRV. They're all going to help you get active. If you've got team members, they're also going to be things that you can train your team on. If they're not here tonight and they're not watching, you can go back and you can, you know, challenge your team to do these things. So I don't know where we're going to start because we didn't really come up with a set really order. I just literally was like, this is what we're going to do. So, Emily, I'm going to put you on the spot, but do you want to kick off with borrow bags? Because realistically, that's the starting point that we want everybody to go with. So I'm just going to add you to a spotlight with me. And over to you, Emily. Welcome.
Thank you, Liz. Can you all hear me okay? Yeah, cool. Okay, so I've got better at borrow bags, obviously, as I've been going along. So when I started off, I didn't do anything too fancy. It was literally a warmer, lots of different samples, preferably samples from all the different fragrance families, so that, you know, everyone got a chance to try different scents. I might put some washer whiffs in there, mate, because I'm absolutely crazy about washer whiffs. However, yeah, just kept it really simple. So I've just got some props to show you here. I won't talk too long, so please don't worry that I'm going to go on for ages. Right, so I got this with my host kit, well, not my host kit, my £85 kit when I joined. And obviously I put everything in there because it just looks really professional. And it's all about, as Lisa always says, attraction marketing. And that really does the job. Okay, so everything goes in there. Now, about, I don't know, 6 months ago, maybe a bit more, I found this little beauty in the consultant store. Got it in the sale. Okay, now when you open this up, this is going to be really hard to do, guys, but it's got all these different compartments. Okay, it's got like all these pouches and different, oh god, this is a bit of a nightmare trying to hold it up. Can you say, I might have to get my hubby to help me. Can you hold it up for me, Martin? Can you see that, guys? It's got all these different things. So you don't need to spend a fortune on buying one of these bags, although, as I say, I did get it in the sale. But it just organises everything for you. And it just, again, it just looks really professional. So I always put the black raspberry vanilla scent circle in, because on the back of it, it says, you are very special. Can you see that? So I just think, oh, that's really nice, isn't it? It's just a nice little touch. I've got my sample pots in there. I'll come back to that in a moment. I'm really worried that I'm going to talk too much because I've got loads to say. Obviously, they always get like the Biscoff biscuits that you can get from the pound shops. That doesn't cost a lot of money. I usually try and put at least 5 samples in. I don't do the samples fancily. I just put the little labels on and write it myself. I don't print out those really posh ones that other people do. So you don't have to do it really fancy. Just write the names on there. There's a hot chocolate in there. There's some love hearts. It's just all these little touches. A thank you card. What is Scentsy? Order forms, a joining leaflet, catalogue there, and there's these tiny little pouches that you can put business cards in. So I've got one on one side and one on the other, because the most important thing is whatever you give out, put all your details on it. Okay, don't let anything go by. Even the simplest thing like a pet leaflet, that has got my details on the back of it. Okay, now obviously I would tailor this borrow bag to whoever's having it. If they haven't got a pet, I probably would take the pet stuff out and put in, I don't know, the Scentsy soak leaflet and make that up there instead. So I would be thinking about the person that's borrowing it. Okay, so tailor it to your customer. If a customer says to me, and they've already bought Scentsy before, thanks, Martin, that'll do. If they said to me before, like, can I just borrow the smells? And I know they love Windowsill Breeze, this happened recently, then I put some Windowsill Breeze washer whiffs in there. So I do try and think about the samples that are in other products. Like, so a new customer said to me the other day, oh, I love lemon verbena. And she went, and I went, oh, it's great, you do it in all sorts of other products, like the fairy liquid, like the washing up liquid. And she went, oh, but it's so expensive. I said, yeah, but you only need a tiny amount and you get so many bubbles. It's like an Ibiza phone party, you know, and it just gets those conversations going. So know what fragrances are in different things. So put something like the fragrance flowers, put pink cotton and hibiscus pineapple and watermelon tangerine there, because they go, oh, I really like that smell. Oh, did you know you could get it in the flower? So it's a little bit manipulative, but you know, it's just thinking about outside the box. So I suppose my main tip is you don't have to have a really important bag like that, but that's just what I use. You know, in the old days, it was just the bag I got with my kit, a warmer, some wax bars, some samples, a thank you card, some biscuits, some tea bags. So I usually put tea bags and biscuits or a hot chocolate. I separated the samples out so that all the brand new ones like tangerine creamsicle, Maker's Splash, island hopping, all those ones are in there. And then all the the set ones that are always around, like clothesline and coconut lemongrass, are in here, just so it doesn't seem too overwhelming. At one point, I did think about separating the tester pots into the different scent families, decided that wasn't a good idea because, for example, I love Luna, but had it been in a section of the floral scents, I wouldn't have smelt it because I would just thought, oh no, I don't like the floral ones. So my advice would be, don't segment them into their categories with the testers, because actually you might do yourself out of some sales. I don't know. Just quickly to finish, because I appreciate everybody else has got stuff to say. Also, love these holographic bags. I usually put like a nice little flower in it. Everything I get is from Amazon or eBay. And I put the catalogue in there. Again, biscuits, tea bags, thank you card. What is Scentsy? And this is the new one that's in compliance, isn't it? That was posted the other day. So I printed that out. Probably will get around to laminating it as well, just so it looks a little bit smarter. But a little tip I got the other day from one of my teamies was she puts all her samples in an organza bag rather than just dumping them in the bag with the what's the word I'm looking for, Elise? With the orders. So rather than just dumping them in the bag with all the stuff, I just put all the samples now in a little organza bag, tie it together. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's it basically. Any questions?
I think you've got a few that are in the chat. I think people are asking about what the bag is and stuff. I love the borrow bag is something ideally, guys. I love, by the way, when you just chat, I literally could listen to you talk all day, by the way. I love it. I'm just like so engrossed in listening to you. So when you do your borrow bags, how long do you leave your borrow bags out with people? Do you leave them quite long or sometimes quite short, or what do you try and do? Like, what's your time limits?
That's probably my weakest point, because I don't usually give people a time limit. I have got 3. So obviously I can rotate them around a lot. One of my customers is a hairdresser. Obviously, she's opening her salon again next week. Yippee! So she has got one herself. I got one for my chiropodist because she's got people going in there all the time. And then I've actually got another 2, sorry. So one's out at the moment. One's supposed to be with my friend's mother-in-law, but she's not seeing her till tomorrow. So I promised I'd get it back to her tonight after I'd done this training.
I love that.
So like,
commitment there.
but now it's gone. Now you see it, now you don't.
I love it.
So
I love it.
I probably should time schedule it though. That's a really good point. And should say to people, maybe you've got this for 48 hours. I don't know. What would you suggest?
I think when you come to do your booking, guys, when you're filling up your calendar, I'm going to print one of these and I'll put a blank. This is just a really rubbish one that I got off of. I'm sure someone can make something look prettier. But this is one I just got online. But when I'm booking mine in, sometimes I would try and maybe do 48, 72 hours. I think that's long enough to have your
Yeah, I think that's long enough.
Ideally, you could then fit people in. You could fit in lots of people into the month. I think the longer they've got it, if someone's got it for like a week, then technically you could only get 4 borrow bags out in a week unless you've got like 4 or 5 borrow bags. And someone asked about warmers. And do you know what? If you have just started, start with the warmer you've got in your kit and don't be afraid to just put that in your borrow bag. But as you grow a collection, personally, I put in the bigger warmers. I put in a £61 warmer or a £79 warmer or the Hello Gorgeous. I put in something that's twinkly, normally a twinkle or a time to reflect. Or actually, I've got obsidians out in both of my borrow bags. Dare I say that word? But I know. I tell you why. Because I think then people put that in their home and they're more inclined to buy it. I sold more cream diamonds than I'd ever sold when I put cream diamond in my borrow bag. So, and when I swapped that up from doing mini warmer to a cream diamond, and more recently I had the Etchcore rose gold in mine, and again that's what I sold. I found that I sold what people borrowed. So as soon as I cottoned onto that, I thought, oh, hold on a minute, start putting the biggies in, and you will still start getting sales for them. So don't be afraid to put your big warmers in. If you want to, you can have like a £10 deposit if you really wanted to. I personally don't think I would get many borrow bags out if I had to put a deposit down to take my warmers. I think if they get broken, we can replace them with a half price, or generally most customers would go, oh my God, I'm going to replace that. So just some ideas for you. I think there's a few other ideas coming on the chat, but I'm going to literally switch over to the next person in. But thank you so much.
No worries.
Loved it. Let me just, hold on. This is not going to be as straightforward as I thought, because I had that in the wrong place. Right, okay. Let me just, I'm not going to be as this is not going to be a smooth switching over between people. Where have you gone, Emily? Hold on, speaker gallery. Let me move that. There we go. Right, okay. Who can I see next? I'm just going to come to whoever I see first out of Kirsty. I'm coming to you because you're right on my top of my screen. I hope that's okay, my love. You're muted.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry about the dodgy lighting in here, but the Zoom on my computer is terrible and the lighting here is terrible. So apologies for the bad image. So I'm talking about games, like games nights, online games nights. And it kind of, for me, this only really started when COVID hit. So I was a big party person to get my PRV. That was how I was getting my PRV, was having parties. And my customers are very social people. They want to have parties. I was having like 3 or 4 a month. And when COVID hit, it was like, what am I going to do? How are we going to do this? And Lisa shared with us some bingo parties. So I started off doing some bingo parties. I tried it with my team first, and we had such a giggle. We got very drunk, and it was one of the best nights I've had all year. I have to say it was. And then my customers saw it and they were like, oh, let's have one of those. So I got a little bit less drunk and did one with my customers. And basically anybody can take part. So I did it in my customer group. Anybody can come along and take part. And initially I did it as just a game. So it wasn't Scentsy for sales. It was purely just to boost people's morale during lockdown. And I had loads booked in off the back of my first one. So basically I will put more details in Sense Squad because I don't want to be talking for ages. But basically I play 3 or 4 rounds. I do have a bingo caller. So that was quite good for a visual, but you don't need a bingo caller. And I basically just get people to come online. I say, right, type in the comments the 5 numbers that you want. And then I'll just call out numbers. And the first person to get their 5 would win a prize. And it'd be, if they weren't a customer already, it'd be a sample pack. If they were a customer already, it'd be a sample pack with a scent circle with some samples or whatever. And then I'd go on to 2 rounds and carry on that. Off the back of that, I had people wanting to book bingo parties. And so I'd say to the host themselves, okay, you want a bingo party? How salesy do you want it to be? So it got to the point where I was doing bingo parties, and in between each round, I would do a presentation of Scentsy. So we'd play around, and then I'd show off probably in the first round, after the first round, all of our warmers. So I'd show mini warmers and large warmers. Then we'd do a second round, and in between the second and the third, I would show maybe the fan products, and then maybe the last round I'd show off body and on the go. But basically in between each of the rounds, I would do that. But as an incentive for people to order, because that's obviously what it's about, we want to be making PRV, the host, the person that's arranged the bingo party, would be the host, as they would with any other party. So I would send out, if it was a last minute booking, I wouldn't send out sample packs ahead of time. I'd send them out after. But basically, sorry, I've lost my train of thought. What I was saying. I can hear them playing the games next door, and it's really putting me off. So bad.
You're saying
so they would be the host, and I would obviously say, if anybody wants to purchase during this party, during this games night, Rachel is the host and she will earn the credits of it. Here's a shopping link. And I would put the shopping link. I'd usually have an event, I'd put the shopping link, or I would just get the host to share it, because I did some via Zoom. So obviously I didn't have an actual party page going on. So I did some via Zoom. And people would order through it. So if people did order, I was a little bit cheeky with the way that I did my bingo game. So I wouldn't announce beforehand that people would get extra numbers or extra chances of winning in the bingo games. But basically I play a game. If anybody had ordered before the game, I would say in the second round, anybody that's placed an order towards Rachel's host credits, you get an extra couple of numbers or an extra 5 numbers. So I'd get a better chance of winning. And then usually within that first game, I'd have people saying, oh, can I order a fragrance flower? And then I'd also do things like, if anybody wants to book their own bingo party, you get an extra 5 numbers to play the game. So obviously they've got a better chance still of winning in the next round. And I actually got extra games booked off the back of that. So that was really, really good. So bingo is one that I do recommend. The first few are quite stressful, trying to get the logistics and the dynamics. I had so many people put into Facebook jail because they get so excited with the commenting and, you know, having such a giggle that they'd get put in Facebook jail. And it was usually the host. So then I'm on Messenger trying to communicate for everybody. So we did end up going on to Zoom for bingo, because there is a lot of commenting needed. But other games that I've done, so off the back of that, I've done a lot of online parties to try and get my PRV. So within that, I've incorporated like games, because I know that chills me out and it chills other people out, and it's not so salesy. I don't really like the salesy approach. I'm not a salesy kind of person. Even doing like the little slots in between the games, I find it a little bit awkward. But if people are coming along to it knowing that it's a Scentsy games night, they expect that. So I would usually send out, this is one that I've done, this is just a really basic, but I just send out a party pack. So have the person's name on whose party it is. It will just have like the normal stuff that you send in a sample pack, nothing special at all. And this is what I actually do for house parties as well. I do exactly the same thing. I just have like a whose party it is, thank you for coming. If you'd like to order anything, please do get in touch. What is Scentsy? Catalogue, product sheet. And then I have samples in there. So I haven't got anything in it at the moment. All I've got is like a Scentsy soak, but I always put loads of sliver samples in. If I'm posting it, they'll have loads of sliver samples. So it'll be all the key all the key scents that we sell loads of products in. So coconut, lemongrass, clothesline, Amazon rain, they will all be in there. And I'll put maybe between 20 and 30 slivers, whatever I've got. I've always got a mountain of slivers because that is what I do. That's what I send out. So I send those out. And you're looking at like maybe 3 or 4 wax cubes. It's nothing much per person, and it's really light and cheap to send. So I'll put those in there. I also, I try to, if I'm this organised, I will put in some slivers of old wax scents, because I like to use those to play games. So I'll put those in a little pouch separately, and I might have 10 scents in there. And as part of one of the games, I have a guess the scent game. We played it when we did World Tour at Nick's. And you basically have 10 scents numbered 1 to 10, obviously. And then you'll either have a separate sheet. If it's a house party, I usually give them a separate sheet and say, guess which scent is which description. So you have like 10 descriptions, 10 numbered scents, and they have to try and guess it. And obviously the winner gets a prize. I mean, if I'm sending it in the post, I do exactly the same thing. So I literally just send them the scents numbered 1 to 10. And then online, I would say, okay, I'd read out the scent description, and they'll have to type in the comments which one they think it is. And I'll do that for all 10. So that's another game that I play. And I usually put that in these packs. They've got their own, and then they can take them away and use them, because I don't want to keep them. They get sweaty and manky. So they can take those away and they can use those scents. So other games nights, the other games that I play in games nights would be, I usually put bingo in there, so 1 or 2 rounds. And then I'll do like a product show off in between. And then I've done things like a scavenger hunt. I usually try to chuck a couple of scavenger hunts in, because I tend to find that people just find them hilarious. Like they love just running around the house and the first to get like a toothbrush and a flip flop or whatever. And I usually have like 5 or 6 items on a poster, on a flyer, and they have to go, and the first person to come back. And if it's online, a photo of everything. If it's a Zoom, obviously they need to show me. The first person to show me all those things, they'll win a prize. And then I'll do another showing of products, so a different category. And I've usually, if it's home, I've got it all set up here, and I just go across the products. I do another game called Wax Lyrical, which is basically, I called it Wax Lyrical, I made it up. So I will basically share a description of a product in the catalogue. So it will be, I could, for example, put the description of the Mother of Pearl warmer, and I'll just put the description out there, and it's the first person to come back and tell me what it is that I'm talking about. And I tend to do a warmer, I'll do a wax fragrance that's not, and they can have a look on the website or in the catalogue that they've got, and then it might be a body product, whatever, and they just have to guess. The first person to guess all of them correct is the winner. And then I'll show off some more products. I've always got like a guess the number of samples in a pot. Like that's just a standard one, but people love getting involved in that. And then obviously I'll do the guess the sample game. I think that's all of the games that I do really. They're regularly what I do. So if I do any online parties, I always throw a game in. If it's actually an online party that's not a games night, I'll do less games. If it's a games party, I'll do less showing off Scentsy, if that makes sense. But you kind of get that balance of both things in there. I think that's it really.
Do you know what? I love doing the games nights in lockdown, because I think they really like brought people alive, didn't they? I remember when we did, do you remember when we did bingo in the squad, and there was like over 900 comments or something when we first did that. So
you're asking for them now. Like I was supposed to do one a couple of weeks ago, but I was poorly. But they're like, when are we having it? When are we doing the bingo night again?
I bought a bingo machine and everything.
Whenever I'm having a quiet time, and this is like any time, whenever I'm having a quiet time, PRV wise, I will do a games night, or I will find a reason to do. So like when we had the Life's a Garden. Yeah, Life's a Garden collection. Why don't I know? I was just working on that. But when, for example, if something like that was coming out and I know that I'm really low on PRV, I would have like a little event based around Life's a Garden. And it might be, I've done that more when we've got the testers and stuff, so I can actually do like sniffs with them before we've got them. But things like that have worked out really well, and it's really, really boosted my sales of those actual LTO products that are coming out. So I find any reason just to have a little bit of silliness in my customer group. My customers love that. They really get involved in that. And so that's always a boost for me regardless. And they might order something randomly they weren't going to order just because I want to chatting about it.
Do you know what as well? If there's people on here that are like, oh my God, I'm really worried about going live, get on Zoom, learn how to use it. It is the easiest app to use in the world. Literally, it is as easy as going live on Facebook. But then at least you can interact with your customers, and you might feel more comfortable actually chatting to your customers and having that. Like, I feel more comfortable having chatting than just talking to myself. Sometimes I feel a bit silly talking to myself. So even I feel like that, and I do lives every day. So, but thank you, Kat.
You don't have to be salesy. Don't feel like you have to do a party and it be Scentsy salesy. Like, you can get sales in other ways just by getting that fun and interaction with people and kind of taking that pressure off. That's how I find anyway, for me, definitely.
And also I think the biggest takeaway there is people saying, I really struggle to get parties. Do it yourself first, and then offer the incentive within your party to book a party and they get something, because I tell you what, that is golden. So right, lovely, thank you very much. Right, going to hand over to Fern next, who is going to be talking. I think, let me just see if I can find her. I had found her and now she's disappeared. My little list. Hold on, Fern. Unmute yourself. Give me a wave. Where are you?
I'm here.
I can hear. Oh, there you are. See, as soon as you talk, it goes onto my main screen. There you are.
Hello.
Hey,
so in the pajamas, you all right?
Love it. Love a drama.
Just so quickly going to talk about business parties. So this is something that I've done more recently, where I have had to go bold, out of character, out of my comfort zone. Kicked up the bum by Georgie Snedden. I know she's on here. But I was going to a clinic for an appointment. Lisa's grinning at me because she knows what I'm going to say. It was a Botox doctor. And he was working during lockdown. We're all friends here. And Georgie said to me when I left there, did you mention to them about having a warmer? And I thought, no, I didn't. And I thought, oh, now going back and asking them is a bit of a bold move. So she was like, just ask them outright. And I was like, oh, what should I say? Like, I really was quite nervous. And she was like, just ask them outright. So I've been liaising with the receptionist there. She's a really lovely lady. We talked on WhatsApp. That's how I booked my appointment. And I messaged her and I said, hi, really happy with the service I received. Really happy with the way my face is smoothing out. I wondered if you would be interested in Scentsy. Have you heard of it? How do you fancy a warmer for the clinic? I could put together some sample packs. Let me know what you think. Like, really quite basic, but to the point. She then came back and put, it sounds amazing. I'd love to talk a bit more about it. So I was like, all right. So, and she was like, do you fancy coming into the clinic when I'm here one day? I'm in next Wednesday. I was like, yep, sounds good. What time? 11. That's where we left it. I was like, okay, see you then. I double checked the night before. You said all right for tomorrow. She's like, yep, 11's all good. Right. But behind the scenes, I had been working my bum off, ready for this little appointment. So I had a few warmers that I had either bought with credit and literally set up indoors to take pack photos with. I had another warmer which I think I'd got through the incentive when you earn the warmer kit. And I also had, I had a Hello Gorgeous, which I had, calling you Maccas. I had a Hello Gorgeous, which I'd got through the incentive. I had, I took 3 with me. I took my Twinkle, which I've only ever used at home. And I had a brand new in the box bubbled ombre, the new one, the blue one, which I'd actually bought for my boys' rooms. And then I went for the Marvel one instead. So it was brand new. So I took the 3 with me. I had a big Scentsy bag, big drawstring Scentsy bag. So, dressed nicely, went in there, I had that. I'd also put together a fragrance flower. I took a brand new fragrance flower. I took a coaster to sit it on as well to make sure they know not to rest it on any edges. And I put together some packs, but I also took my little box of business cards because I didn't know whether she want them or not. But I said to her when I got there, oh, should I leave some business cards? She's like, yeah, do it. Pop them down there. Like, she had a couple of little other brochures from other companies, nothing remotely like Scentsy. So when I got there, we sort of sat in the little reception. it was a really nice light-hearted conversation. She was really like, oh my god, to all of it. Oh my god, I love all this. I need this in my girls' room, like really into it. They went for the Hello Gorgeous, which is, you know, an expensive warmer. So she was really pleased to have that. And she sat it, it's all grey and white in there, very clinical, very white and light and airy, on the desk. So it looked lovely as you walked in, lit up, Hello Gorgeous, thought great. I also gifted 3 wax bars. And I said, as soon as you run low, let me know. I talked through changing wax, that sort of thing. And I'll show you the packs that I put together. There were these. So they were quite basic. I didn't put a catalogue in because I wanted to make 20. And I thought putting in 20 catalogues for something I don't know if I'm going to get any return could be a bit risky. So I put in a product sheet. So they've got a product sheet in there. I used the little C5 cellophane bags. And then I put in my What is Scentsy and my sample pack letter, which I had these printed. So I have these ready to go. And these are what actually go in my own sample pack. So it says a little bit about me, a little bit about how I found Scentsy, a little bit about what we do, and a little bit about the fact that I have a borrow bag as well. That's in there. And I never say what's in my sample packs in case I change it, you know, like whatever you've got in stock. But I do also say about it being like a 1/6 of a cube, you know, sometimes an 1/8, depends how good I can slither. So that goes in there. And then I also popped in, so they had 3 wax samples in there. And it's all the same branding. So I think this is really important as well. Like everything sort of matches, everything has my face on it. They had 3 wax samples. This is one isn't finished because why it's here, not in the clinic. A Scentsy fresh sample, and they had a coffee and a business card. So it was just wax, fresh, coffee, business card. And then I also popped some, I had a thank you sticker in pink. I had some silver try me stickers, which I bought on a roll on Amazon. And I popped in some scatter crystals. Now I put like 20 of them in just a plastic basket, like a Mrs. Hinch, eat your heart out. I haven't got one here to show you. So they were ready to go, all bagged up, sealed, lovely, easy to grab, try me, clear as day with some samples in. And then I spoke through like the business link and the setting up the party link and the shopping link. I said to her, you know, if I do get any orders from the back of this, how about I put it through under Dr. Theo and you or the clinic will be the host. I said, then you can replenish your own stock. You can buy the things that you want for your girl's bedroom, as you mentioned. She jumped at it. She was like, yes, great. Took it all, literally open arms. Can I have that warmer? Can I have this? Can I have that? She took everything that I pretty much had in my bag. I walked out of a very empty Scentsy bag. So she's now there's a shopping link open, and I've spoken to her a couple of times. How you getting on? Yeah, good. She said the client's already saying how amazing it smells in here, you know, that sort of thing. Orders trickling in slowly, and I'm putting them through on their shopping link. So as soon as they hit 245, they will get their product credit for the clinic, or I mean, obviously they're welcome to accrue it a bit bigger, and they'll get their half price items. And that is a business party. It literally is asking them outright. You know, if you go in there and you see they're a fan of candles, offer them an alternative. If you go in there and you see they've already got a little Scentsy leaflet, you know, you're wasting your time. But if you go in there and there's no sign of Scentsy, maybe they've never heard of it. It's your perfect opportunity. Same with the lady that does my hair. She is a customer of mine. And in her little home, she's got like a little salon at home. She has a Believe in Your Dreams tabletop that she's bought from me just as a customer. And every time I go in there, I always think, oh, you really need to change your wax in here. It doesn't really smell much. Like, it really bugs me. And I said to her about sample packs. And I said, she was like, yeah, of course I will. And I said, no, I'll give you some wax. I said, obviously, to keep someone, obviously want it to smell nice in there if she's going to have my sample packs. But she will have exactly the same as what I put there. So it's like they get a little range of products. They get a lot about the products and me, and it just looks pretty. I think that it's the eye catching with the scatter crystals and the stickers, the try me, you know, the free samples. People will grab the free samples. And again, I will open her a shopping link. She's not a huge spender, my hairdresser. She'll sort of buy a couple of bars a month, but she's still a valued customer. So, you know, if she can get her a few bars for free, she's going to go for it. And it is a case of stepping out of your comfort zone and asking them outright. Like, if I wasn't for Georgie telling me to and telling me to be bold, I probably wouldn't have done it. And it was a case of, yeah, I've got nothing to lose, and I didn't have anything to lose, and look where it went. So it is a case of really just being brave. Be brave, go for the no. If they say no, then, you know, nothing lost. If they say yeah, you've got an opportunity there for PRV and a whole load of new customers. This was in Romford, so it was not even in my area, you know, so it would have been it's a case of branching out that little bit wider, which was also really good for me as well. So hopefully that helps people.
Love it. I think as well, like, I know the majority of us are women in here, but I know we do have some guys in here. So I like to try and keep it as open, although you might be doing all the same things anyway. You know, if you have Botox, check out where you go and have Botox. If you have your lashes done, check the environment out. Think of all the things. Waxing. You know, I know that my sister-in-law, so most of you know Pan, she has just booked a new nail tech. She's booked someone different to do her lashes. I think she's sticking with the same hairdresser, but someone different to do her waxing and someone different to do a spray tan, but all with Scentsy in mind. Every single one of them, she's like, I'm just going to try out some new people to do all these things. She's like, I'm not going to be loyal to people. She said, I'm just going to go to all different people with the aim to get out new products. And I was like, actually, that's a really good idea. I didn't think of that. But
I also have my mother of pearl is in a salon somewhere. You know, it's been since lockdown 1, but obviously it's shut down. I thought, I don't want to take it back. Samples are still valid. People can still use them there. So as soon as that's open again next week, that's another place where I've got a warmer and all my details.
Yeah, I've got an Illuminate in Blinking Smooth where my
Blinking Smooth. Yeah, and they're opening too.
Yeah, can't wait. I'll be straight in there with some wax.
I'm booked Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm booked Monday, I think. What day?
Thursday.
No, what day's the 12th?
Monday.
Oh, Monday. I'm booked.
Thursday.
So there we go. Owen's having Botox and nails done next week. There we go. I knew it. So thanks so much, Fern. I love that.
You're welcome. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Hope
Speak to you later.
Well. All right, babe. Okay, so who's going next? Tessa, I can see you. You're in my spotlight, so you're coming on next. So I just see you.
Okay, I don't know how I'm going to do this really. So my idea that I'm going to talk about is gift boxes. For that, it's a bit of a mess in here. For those of you that indulged in doing in Mother's Day boxes, I found that a huge success for me. And off the back of that, I had my next door neighbour bought one. So I decided to do, I think the Mother's Day ones I did 10, 20 and £30 boxes, and put lots of different goodies in at different levels, because I always think we all do lots of people do treat bags, treat boxes, this, that and the other, but often they're pitched at one price. And I don't know about you, but I find if they're not priced high enough, you can't really do a lot with them. And if they're priced too high, people don't always jump. You've always got that sort of middleman that's looking for a certain price in mind that they'll pay. So I found off the back of splitting up and doing different prices for my Mother's Day boxes that lots more people jumped than I thought. And after that, my next door neighbour said to me, I think he had one for his wife, one for his mum and one for his mother-in-law. He bought one, loved it so much, came back and got 2 more. Now off the back of that, he's also said to me, this is the husband of one of my best friends who lives next door. He then said to me, Tess, why don't you do this long term? Since then, he's also bought 2 gift boxes from me, pitched at £30 each. So I decided, as I said, I don't like to just pitch it at a certain price, to make lots of different types of gift boxes pitched at lots of different prices. So I'm going to try and show you the boxes. I've set up one of each one. So it often depends what I can get in maybe clearance. The £10 box I always find the hardest. So obviously I'm constantly buying things like moisture medleys and things, so I can break things up and make it a little bit more affordable. Because of compliance, I don't put what you're going to get in a £10 box, what you're going to get in a £20 box. I do whatever I can with my basket according to the customer, depending on whether they've got a warmer or not already, and what I can get for my money at the time. So this is, I always buy the boxes. I buy in huge bulk, so they literally cost me. I did put the prices down. Hang on. This small box works out something like 24p or 36p. They're like literally pence when you buy them in bulk. And then I don't know if you can see that. So in there, this is a £10 box, but I luckily found Prickly Pear and Agave was, I think, £4.35. That's just it's probably a bit of a stretch, but obviously it came as part of a moisture medley bundle. And then I've got in there these nail files, I couldn't think of the word then. These are 3 for £1 in Poundland, different colours. I'm constantly buying flowers that, when you buy in bulk, you get loads and loads for your money. and then you get your hot chocolate in there. So the £10 one I always find the hardest to fill for the money. Your £20 one, obviously I'm then pitching slightly higher, so I can do, because I don't know if everybody knows, but you can only spend 10% of your Scentsy, the cost of the Scentsy materials or Scentsy products. You can only have 10% of that price to use as your, what I call frilly bits, the extra bits. So I buy everything in multi-packs. So this is an example of a £20 box. So in there, fragrance flower with the wooden circle. Now these I find absolutely awesome. Tiny organza bags. I put a tiny amount of clothesline washer whiffs in, and that makes every single box that I give away smell amazing. And then it makes everybody ask as I'm walking along with the box in my hand, what have you got in that box? Because it makes it smell amazing. So I also, obviously, I'm going to put samples in, sample of a nice big samples of soak in a Mylar bag. I mean, in these, I've been able to get, I think these might have come from B&M's, some under eye patches there, tea bags, chocolate bar, and the Vaselines. You can get these on Amazon. They work out about 80p each in some of the bundles if you buy enough of them. So that's an example of a £20 one. Now we're moving up. I'm trying to move on fairly quickly. £30 one. I like these ones. I like these ones. So that's a mini warmer broken up. Now the packaging has to be flat packed underneath that so that everybody's got the packaging with them. But I always think it's nice to actually have the warmer out so the person can see it as they get presented it. So obviously got a wax bar in. But these are all things I'm buying in bundles. So I tend to buy, you know, if I've sold enough of them, I'll get the wax, the warmers as part of a Scentsy, perfect Scentsy, etc. But I always try and get as many different smells as I can in one box. So for example, the samples, the wax, the samples that go in with it, everything is all going to be a different smell. And what I also try and do, I didn't get time to do it, but I buy these. I have a ton of the scented stickers so that if they're a new customer, I'm getting as many different smells as I can in that one box for them to smell. Now, I don't if I can get this one close enough to you. I was lucky enough recently. I've got a very good customer that lives up north, and it was her birthday, and she wanted a £50 box. So I did something very similar to this, and it was absolutely packed with goodies. So this one has got a mini fan with 2 pods. I bought these jars, which I fill with Scentsy soak. So obviously I've got the scan me QR codes that I put in these boxes as well. So she's got a nice big Scentsy soak. Got some scrub from the clearance. You can see where I'm getting at with this. I buy everything in bulk, and I've just got to the point now where I've got these completely made bespoke for whoever the customer, whoever the receiver is, and the word is starting to spread. I haven't really had to advertise it too much on my Facebook group yet, but I'm obviously, the more I'm doing, the more pictures I'm taking, and the further it's getting. And I just wanted to show you what it looks like when it's closed. I'm going to start getting better at printing things, but I always make it look pretty on the front with a nice organza bow and tag.
Can you post those boxes as well, Tess? Do you post them? Brilliant.
Yeah.
Really good quality.
Yeah, they are. So these are kite packaging. These larger ones. So these larger ones are, the brown ones are slightly less. The brown ones are 41.5p each. And you can get them in the white versions of 52p each. So if you're buying them in bulk, so what I did with my group more recently is we developed something called a Scentsy Share WhatsApp group. And so everybody that wants to be in it, it's not everybody. We created a WhatsApp group, and what I've done is I've bought it in bulk, and whoever wants to buy it from me at the moment. But what I'm hoping it's going to get used for a bit more long term is that when people want to buy things, because sometimes it's hard to invest in these things, not knowing whether or not you're going to sell enough, because it's obviously only that cheap if you're able to sell the amount that you've sold. But with having a Scentsy Share WhatsApp group, it means you can put on there if you're after buying something and sharing the cost with somebody else.
Love that idea.
It's great because as I say, it's not cheap unless sometimes you can buy in bulk, and it's better if you can share it with somebody.
Love it.
So I think that's it from me.
Great idea. I love your boxes, Tess. I just love the personalised touch on them, and I think it's so important. So you know, getting those booked in as well, massive. If you can get those and advertise those, I love them. Love them. They look really
Just
pretty.
think, everybody loves that it comes so nicely presented and it's something a bit different.
Yeah.
And it's each one is individualized for each person rather than just saying, here, have a warmer and wax.
Love it. Oh, thanks, hon. Amazing.
No problem.
Right, I'm gonna flip to Laura Jenkins. I can see you in my eyesight, my lovely. If I just put you on spotlight view gallery.
Hi.
Hi, hope you're good.
Hi. Yeah.
Love it.
So I just want to talk to you guys briefly about something I did last week. I can't take absolute credit for this because it was actually the lovely Amy Best, who's in Tess's team. It was her idea. But actually, the more I've thought about it, and you know, others in the team have kind of done their take on it in the last couple of weeks. So the concept is happy hour, but actually, I think you can tweak it. You can tweak it in a number of different ways, really, to make it work for you and your customer group. So I don't know if any of you have done tech sales before, but I have done a tech sale before, and actually it's similar to a tech sale. But I think sometimes by reframing these things, it just keeps it fresh in your group, like you're doing something different, and it might attract a different audience. It might appeal to other people in the group. So the way I approached it was slightly differently to a secret sale, in that I think it's something that is probably a bit more spontaneous and a bit more like a bit of an instantaneous buzz about it, rather than something that you advertise at the beginning of the month and say, right, I'm going to be doing a happy hour in 2 weeks' time. Like, I literally advertised it in my customer group, I don't know, at lunchtime, and said, I've decided to do a happy hour tonight between 8 and 9. So you want to think about timing, you want to try and make it a time when most people are going to be about. So I created a flyer to that effect, put it in my customer group, and just asked people to comment who would be interested in happy hour. So as people were commenting, I was starting to build a broadcast list. So for those of you that don't know what a broadcast list is, it's a function that you can use in WhatsApp. When you literally go into WhatsApp, at the top of the screen, hang on, let me just do it now. Top of the screen, on the top left, there's a button that says broadcast lists. So you can create however many broadcast lists you want for different people. And it's a bit like when you blind copy an email. It enables you to send a WhatsApp to one WhatsApp message. It will go to all those people, but when they respond, they don't all get each other's reply. So it's in my opinion, it's much more preferable than like a messenger group where it's pinging all the time, and it might irritate people. So I started to build a broadcast list. Specifically, I called it happy hour. I was just going to use it for that evening. The only thing you do need to be aware of with broadcast lists are, you just do need to make sure that person has got you saved in their WhatsApp contacts. And the best thing to do is just to do like a dummy text with them, a dummy WhatsApp with them earlier in the day, just to make sure they're getting it and you're getting it, because there are occasional technical glitches with those broadcast lists. I have had it before where some people haven't got the messages, so you just need to make sure you do that. So anyway, built up a broadcast list for happy hour. And I basically just said to those people, keep your eye on your phone. As soon as I text you the message happy hour, I'm going to start sending you some deals across. So this is where you can absolutely like shape it however you want. However, I didn't particularly want it to be something I was using credit for. I just wanted, this was just a little end of month PRV boost. So I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to split some 6-packs and just see what happens. So I literally did wax bars for £6, and I said, there's no limit. You can have as many wax bars as you like for £6, excluding Disney, obviously. I need to make that clear. And I also made sure they had the link, because the last thing you want them to do is order ones that are out of stock. So make sure you need to check what's in stock, because it's a bit fast and frantic. You don't want to be thinking, oh my God, is it in stock? So you check, tell me what you want. And I said, and I will need payment this evening, because my plan was to put the order in, right away. And people just like, these are people that if I'd messaged earlier in the day and said, do you fancy some cheap wax bars? They wouldn't necessarily have bitten. But I think in that moment, because it's framed as a happy hour, they like the buzz of it, and I'm posting in my group at the same time saying, you know, get involved, it's all going off in happy hour. People just love it. People are nosy, people want to be involved. So I think, I can't remember how many wax bars I sold, probably over 40. And obviously all you're doing is splitting 6-pack, so you're able to sell them for £6 a bar. Obviously, if you ended up selling a slightly odd number, you just have to make it work yourself. You can do that easily enough. And then the only other things I did was car bars and scent circles. I split bundles again. So it is car bars for £6 and scent circles for £3. I don't think I sold any scent circles. And I probably sold a 6-pack of car bars. So that's literally all I did within the hour. People paid me right away. And that was it. I put in that order that night. It was a qualifying order. So I was really, really happy with that. But, you know, even if you made 50 quid, 60 quid, 30 quid, you can do that from your sofa. Like, I was literally sitting there watching telly at the same time. It doesn't need to be a really time consuming, stressful thing. It's just a really easy way to get some sales. And if you're, you know, as I say, you know your customer base, so you could split anything. You could have done fragrance flowers. If you really thought that you know, there was an appetite for it, you could split a perfect Scentsy. You could have like a grand finale at the end. I think that's what I did when I did my tech sale, and that was all leading up to splitting a perfect Scentsy so that they got a cheaper warmer. So it's entirely up to you to do it how you want. But yeah, it might just be a really easy way to get some PRV.
I did, so I took your lead and I did it in Messenger. I did it a little bit differently, and I added everybody in Messenger, and I sold, I think, just under £300 in about an hour. It was an hour, because I literally said at the end of the hour, the prices will be no more. So don't text me after the hour going, can I still get that Scentsy Go? And I actually sold 2 Scentsy Goes, and I gave them free pods in that time and some other stuff. But I did it where they could all text and they could see other people buying, and it was a little bit manic, and it was a bit like, oh, I want one of those, and I'm going, oh God, who wants what? And in the end I was just going, okay, loving all their comments. So either way that you do it, that is just building up that excitement. You've got to be the one that does that. It doesn't come from them, that comes from you. You've got to do the building. So I love it. I think this is like a game changer. I would probably do a happy hour like once or twice a month, definitely end of month when you need that PRV boost. I think it's absolutely golden. So whoop, whoop, love it, Laura, absolutely love it. Thank you, lovely. So let's just remove, I'm loving this, by the way, loving getting to work with all of you lot. Right, Jade Killick, come on, give me, oh, hold on, I've just taken the spotlight off myself as well. Give me Pass the Parcel Borough Bag Parties.
Hi.
I'm so excited to hear this, because this was like,
Okay.
boom.
So Dave has decided that he needs to hoover right now while I'm on a Zoom meeting, obviously. So the baby stinks, he needs his bum changed, he won't go to bed, and Dave's hoovering. I'm not winning life tonight. Anyway, so you have to bear with me a little bit, because I feel like I've been having a little bit of like a quiet time and not really feeling myself and not really had much to bring to the table. And then a couple of days ago, we were having this sort of director's brainstorming session, and I just kind of went, oh my God, I've got this really good idea. Wouldn't it be amazing to play Pass the Parcel with a borrow bag? And that was it. That was the initial idea. So hello, Blake. Hello, thank you. My stinky child. I'll open that. So the concept that I was kind of thinking along was that you would have like a party hostess, so one person that gets the ball rolling, and you'd ask them to maybe invite 5, 6, 7 of their friends. So you've got between 6 and 8 people in your party, and you would deliver your borrow bag to your hostess, complete with enough sample packs for each of the party guests. So the party obviously would be in your hostess name, so they would get the majority of the credits and stuff. But what you would say to them is, right, every 24 or 48 hours, I want you to pass the parcel, pass the borrow bag. So you take your sample pack out, have a sniff. So that sample pack would have your catalogue, your order form, all of your party essentials for that one person to place all their orders, and you'd have all your testers and your warmer and all that sort of jazz as per a normal borrow bag. So they'd have it for 48 hours, and you'd set up a WhatsApp group, for example, or a messenger group, whatever, for just those 6 people that are in there. So when their time is up, I would go into that WhatsApp group and say, in big capital letters, pass the parcel. So then that host would need to pass that on to the first friend. And so it goes on. And then what you do is, once you know that a few people have got it down the line, you would say that you're stopping the music like you would in Pass the Parcel. And then whoever's got the borrow bag, when you stop the music, they would then get an additional prize. So you'd say, oh, you know, when you place your order, you're going to get a free wax bar or whatever. And so then that would go on throughout the people. So you might want to stop the music once or twice, depending on how many you've got there, but it just makes it a bit more exciting, a bit more faster paced. So you're actually getting those borrow bags moving, but also so that you're not doing all the legwork, basically. So all you've got to do is deliver this sort of bumper bag of goodies off to one person, and then it's your host's job. Well, this child, I swear, it's your host's job to pass it around to all their mates, basically. So then kind of, I was thinking, right, what's the incentive to the hostess? So I reckon what would be quite a good plan is to say that everybody that orders within this party is going to get 10% credit. So you'd share the credit out, and then the hostess that started it all would be the one to get the half prices, maybe, and then depending on how much was actually ordered within that party. Because if you think about it, for each honestly, why do kids do this? For each borrow bag, you might sell a mini warmer and 3 waxes.
Egg.
And if you've got 6 people in your party, then that's going to be quite a big party order by the end of it. I don't know why this child does this to me. So yeah, that's basically my concept, just to do the borrow bag, but a bit more exciting. And yeah, you know, we've all got a load of freebies knocking around normally, and it's just nice to share the love a little bit. So if anyone can sort of elaborate on any other ideas on how they think we can add to that, and how you might make it work any differently, then obviously I'll be very pleased to hear it, because it's just a little seedling of an idea at the moment.
It's gonna grow. It's gonna grow. I think it's a good one, honestly. Do you know what? I love the idea of when you pass it on, you give the credit. So if you've ordered, all you're doing is you're giving away the credit that's attached to their order. So it's not going to cost you anything. So if someone orders something that's £42, they're going to get an extra £4.20 in credit. As simple as that. What do you want to spend it on? Oh, I'll add £2 to it and I'll have an extra wax bar. Okay, but boom. It's not costing you anything, and actually I reckon that party value will go up by giving away I love it. I think it's genius, because especially for those of you that have a borrow bag that stays with a host, like, say in the comments how many of you have given a borrow bag out and you've left it with your host for longer than like 3 days. I mean, I bet there's people in there that have left it a week. I know that someone's had my borrow bag for like 3 weeks before, and I'm saying, hands up saying that. So this prevents that from happening. It's like, ideally, you don't ever want that borrow bag back, do you? You just want it to keep passing on to as many people as possible. I freaking love it. I love it. I think it's actually genius.
And I reckon if you have like a WhatsApp group specifically for that, you can like hype it up, and you could even like play songs into the WhatsApp group, even as if you're like playing Pass the Parcel, just to make people laugh as the day goes through, just to remind them, you know, come on, you've got it, you need to go and switch your warmer on or whatever, or you know, ask them what scents they're liking, just that sort of thing. But I think the key to it is just to make sure that you've got enough sample packs in there so that every single person involved is getting the same experience. Whereas if, like with my sample packs, with my borrow bags, normally I might just throw 3 whole wax bars in there. Obviously, if that's going around to a few different people, one of them might run out towards the end or whatever. So, or you might run out of catalogue. So if you make individual packs for the amount of party participants, and you could even like, I don't know, if you wanted to be really silly, like wrap it up in newspaper like you would at a kid's party and put sweeties inside it, so you tear off the paper and a lollipop flies out, whatever. Just
I love that. How good would that be? Imagine all the sample packs all wrapped up. This is evolving. This idea is evolving. I can feel it already. But that's the idea. So guys, if any of you give this a go, you need to report back to us and let us know. Do you know what as well? We'll try and put together some branding for it, maybe some like word swag, like advertising for like parcel parties. I bet people are intrigued because, and do you know what? For those of you that want to grow your local customer base, or even your not local customer base, this can work. It could work.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I just love it. I think it's
I'm
really
thinking about being brave, and I've recently moved to a new village. I've only lived here 8 weeks, and the school mums have added me to the mums WhatsApp chat, and I'm thinking about sort of being brave and trying to throw it out there in the WhatsApp chat.
You ask them to be a guinea pig and just pilot it and just see if it works. That's what I would
they're
do.
a nice bunch. I reckon they would do it, but I don't know. They don't know me very well yet.
Do it. No peer pressure here. Okay, I love that idea. So I hope you was writing notes on that, guys. Honestly, the chat is going a bit wild for that. So they are loving that idea. Right, let me see if I can find, who else can I see? It's Sarah. Are you on here? Lovely. Can you unmute yourself and say hi? And then you'll pop up.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, let me find you. Let me find you. Where are you, Sarah?
I am here.
I can hear you. I can see you. There you are. Hi. And spotlight. There you go, my lovely.
Lisa, am I talking about both the things now? Or
Yeah,
are you going to come back to the other one?
Get both out. Do one straight into the other because I know you've got two. So.
Cool. Yeah. So my first thing, I'm just going to move this over here. Can you all hear me? Okay, still.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my first thing I'm going to talk about is fan systems. So this is quite new to me. Usually my borrow bags are all about wax and warmers, but I think if you only ever plug wax and warmers, that's pretty much all you're going to sell. So I'm trying to do borrow bags with different things in them. And because the fan systems make up quite a lot of the range, there's quite a few of those, I've decided to go for that. I'm quite conscious because I've got a lot of new teamies and I don't want people to think, well, that's all very well if you've got a Scentsy Go and you've got a fan and you've got, everything. It's all very well for you. But when you're starting out, you obviously don't have all that. So I'd say like to use your credits to maybe get a fan diffuser 1 month and some pods and start lending that out into people's car. And once you've been doing it a lot longer or you've got more credits, then get yourself a Scentsy Go definitely and one of the fan plugins. So again, like most of the girls, a catalogue still goes out with a little biscuit, a hot chocolate. I also am right bang on with the cleaning samples at the minute because again, I want to start selling more products. So I ordered a load of these little sprays and I just print the sample labels off and print stick them on. So that's how I do it. And then they've got the little spray to use that. So that's going out with everything at the minute, regardless of whether it's waxes or fans. Fresh is the most popular one, but I've sold about 5 counter cleaners in the last fortnight since doing that. So that's quite a good one for me. But with the fan system, these little boxes are literally from the pound shop and I put tissue paper in the bottom and literally they get a Scentsy Go, a wall fan, and they also get the USB to go in the car. Now, most people have got newer cars that have got a USB port in there, but if they haven't, I got this from the pound shop and that goes into the cigarette lighter because I've only got one USB in my car and my phone's always on charge on it, but I want my scent plugged in as well. So I've got this for either the phone or the fan, depending. So I pop that in as well, just to make sure it gets used. I also pop in pods loose, just in the USB. Make sure, for those of you that have got a Scentsy Go, it does come with a USB lead. And even though they last for like 18 hours on eco mode, I always put the lead in as well, because if someone's used it and they have it longer, I mean, I try to get 2 out a week. So they'll have it Saturday till Wednesday and then Wednesday till Saturday or Sunday, but just put the lead in there as well, just so they know how to charge it and use it. So I literally will put a wall fan, a USB and a Scentsy Go, and then I'll put the packet of the pods in there, but I'll only put 1 pod in it because obviously cost wise, you don't want them to use all of them. And because they're getting 3 different systems, I'll make sure they've got 3 different pods. So I might put like a strong one like Clothesline in there, Luna, because we all love Luna, you can't go wrong with Luna, and then I'll put something else depending on their taste. So if they say they like fruity, I'll put something fruity in there. So I'll give them a choice of one, but the others I'll put bestsellers or strong ones. Now, I've also got some literature, which I can't put my hands on at the minute. It's been a bit of a manic day, but I've literally got a printout of how the Scentsy Go works. It explains the eco mode. It explains how to use it, how to put the pods in. When I drop this off, obviously it's quite self-explanatory. The pods go in and it basically switches on. So I've put a post up today saying become a fan because fan systems. Would you like to become a fan and try my fan bag? It's actually going out tomorrow. I literally got it off my Teamy today, which just quickly, I want to just go off to a bit of a side note. I've got 3 brand new Teamies that joins in March. And obviously when you're brand new, if you've not been a huge customer, you probably would have only tried warmers. So I, as their director, lent both of them these systems, because obviously we talk about sharing our love of Scentsy, and if you've never tried these products, you're probably not going to promote them because you don't know how they work and how good they are. So I've actually let my 2 new Teamies have these for a week to play with, so that they can now go out and be confident about how amazing they are. So if you're a director or you've got a team and these are sitting at home not doing anything, it's worth getting your Teamies to have these, because then they'll be more passionate about how good they are and they'll be more happy to talk about them, rather than feeling a bit of a fraud saying, oh yeah, it's amazing, it's £61, it's really good. What does it actually do? Like, what do they like about it? So yeah, so that's been out with my Teamies, and I'm going to admit it's a brand new thing I'm doing, getting it out to my customers. So I can't tell you at the minute how much success I've had from this, because I've only just started breaking the fan system away from the borrow bag. So I shall pop back in at some point and let you know how it goes. But that's my fan box. It's really simple. It's obviously just going to have all the systems in there, a sample pack with other bits in there. And my tagline for this is not just wax and warmers, because most people that know Scentsy think of wax and warmers. And most people that have had these are like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, it's not as decorative. We're not going to lie. They don't look as pretty as the other warmers, but they're hard wearing and they're durable. So for people that have got kids, pets, they're going to get bashed a lot. They're really, really strong. And some people like the fact that they're robust, and some people are quite plain Janes. They like, you know, white things that go with everything. So good selling point is that they are really, really hard wearing. So that's my fan box. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was social media buddy. Now this, I can't take credit for this. This was actually Zoe Marlborough's idea quite a few months ago now. And basically the aim of it is to get your name out there a bit more and raise the Scentsy awareness. So I put a post on my Facebook page to ask my customers if they wanted to be a social media buddy for me, or I think Lise called it an affiliate, so like a Scentsy affiliate. And basically what I said they would do is I would set up a WhatsApp broadcast list with those who wanted to be involved. And each day I would send them a picture that I wanted them to post and some wording. So over the 7 days they did it, I think the first day I sent the what is Scentsy, and each day I asked that they tagged me in it and copied my Facebook group. So people was going to see my name in it and see the link to my Facebook group. And they were basically doing what we do as consultants. But each day, all of these 9 people were posting. So it was what is Scentsy one day. Then the next day I'd say, thank you so much for posting that for me and tagging me in it. Today we're going to talk about fragrance flowers. And then I would send them the post that they literally copy and paste and put it on their page and the picture. And then that day they would post and they would tag me. And the good thing about being tagged in it is you can see who likes their posts, and then you can then maybe message those people and say, oh, I saw you liked Diane's post, have you tried Scentsy? And then it just opens up that doorway for you to contact them, rather than just randomly messaging people that you've never spoke to before, because they've clearly liked that post for a reason. And then you can start the conversation. Sometimes they'll say, oh yeah, I know someone that does Scentsy and I just saw her post and liked it. And at the end of it, I literally just gave them a scent circle, some samples and some chocolates from the pound shop. So it didn't cost me a lot really to thank them for doing that. And it just meant that I had 9 people for a week posting about Scentsy, raising the Scentsy profile, and then all of those 9 people had like a whole circle of friends that I didn't even know. I only got a few orders from it, but some of my team did really well and they got quite a few orders. So obviously not everything you do is going to bring in loads of orders instantly, but it's just a great way to get your name out there, raise the awareness of Scentsy, and hopefully get some parties or new teamies. I know when Zoe first said about doing it, the idea was to recruit people, because then you could say to them, oh, you did really well at that week, like you're an absolute star on social media. You do know a lot of what I do is posting on social media about Scentsy, and you've essentially done that for a week. So what would you think about maybe joining and having a go? So it's a good way, especially with Grow With The Flow at the minute, of opening up the door to recruit them as potential teamies. So yeah, I think that's about all I wanted to say, Liz. I think hopefully I've not jabbered on too quickly.
No, I love it. And I know that we are conscious of time, guys. So we could all talk about all of these ideas in so much more detail. So, but we're giving you the idea. They're just ideas that you can run with. And I just think all of those things, brilliant. Yeah, if someone's launched a site, if you've got any of the posts that you did, Sarah, if you have got any of some of the things that you asked them to post, if you could share them in the group.
I've still got the broadcast list with the post, because a few of my team have asked. So I've got the original post that I put in my group to ask if they wanted to do it, and then I've got what I sent them each day. So maybe I can put a post on Squad social media buddy and just post it all in there.
Love it, absolutely love it. So thank you so much.
That's
really
okay.
Love it. Thanks, Sarah. Right, going on to Georgie next, and she's going to talk to you guys about the secret sale. Georgie is like the secret sale queen, guys. Honestly,
I don't know about that, but I'll give it a go.
Oh, you are. So come on, tell us.
A secret sale is a way of being able to have a party without using the word party at all, and without having to find a host. So if you're dubious of asking people about having a party, or the actual concept freaks you out, it's basically the biggest PRV boost that you can give your business, that you are totally in control of as a consultant. So you can choose what you want to sell in it, you can choose what you want to charge for it, and you can choose who you invite to it. So there is a bit of maths behind it. So I've spoken to Lisa about, I'll come back in Squad later in the week and do a bit of a talk on how you'd actually plan a secret sale, because that would take me longer than 10 minutes and we'll all be asleep, and talk about the maths behind it. But it's basically, you could pick, say, 10 things. So you could pick washer whiffs, you could pick Scentsy Fresh, you could pick perfect Scentsies, and using all the bundle options and your host rewards and your credits, you can come up with some really comprehensive discounts for your customers. So if you're new and you're sitting there thinking, well, I haven't got stuff to lend out to people, I haven't got a borrow bag, or I'm not generating as much interest as I thought I would, or you don't feel like you've got the momentum going, it's the perfect way to almost have like a little launch party almost, and generate some massive PRV. So I've done some that have ended up being like the one that I did as my end of month last month. It was a bit quiet and I was like, right, I'm going to do a flash sale. I only anticipated that it was going to be just a little Sunday event. I'll be really honest, I didn't really plan it, and it ended up being like £1,300 worth of stuff, and I think it was like 845 PRV, and it was crazy. Exactly like Laura Jenkins said, it was like I had messages coming in and out and I was like, oh my god, I don't really know who wants what. But I did it all in my WhatsApp group first, because I only intended for it to be relatively small. I posted it up in there and I created some graphics using PicMonkey, which I can share in the Squad, that you're all welcome to use. And I said, like, items are going to go live every 15 minutes. I put a price list together, which I sent all my VIPs out before and said, this is what's coming. Spaces are limited. You need to be fast. And every 15 minutes, I posted, say, 2 items. So wax for £5, bundles of whiffs for £10, scent circles for £3, and they had to comment below. I do make 2 lots of graphics because obviously we can't post on Facebook the prices of our offers. So I make a one that just says flash sale or secret sale and then a picture of the item. And then they have to ask me for the details. But it's you can do what you want with it. It's your business, so you can do what you think you can sell. Lisa and I had a conversation about one a little while ago, and I sent her one that I've got ready made up, and she looked at it and was like, well, I can double that because my customers love whiffs, whereas mine may not buy as many. So you can tailor it to what you think that you can sell or what you think your customers would be interested in. And it's just a super way to bag some PRV without feeling like, without necessarily even going anywhere. You haven't done anything. You've sat on your phone, you've created some graphics, and you've sent some WhatsApp messages out, or you've created a Facebook group and scheduled a load of posts to go out every 15 minutes or every 30 minutes. Everybody then comments, you leave it to run for its course, and then you go back to it at the end of the night and sit and calculate what you've sold. And it's really as simple as that.
And then there's some maths involved.
There is some maths involved, but with the way that the workstation works and the bundles that we have available, it really doesn't need to, like, it isn't as daunting as it sounds. So I basically go through and work out, say you're going to sell washer whiffs for £10 each. A bundle of washer whiffs is £42.50. So you're going to be down £12.50. And the way I input it into the workstation is I'll input things up to a qualifying party and then put things using my rewards and my credit and work out what I'm up from there. And then it kind of balances out as you go along. So if you put, I don't know, half an hour or so into it beforehand to sit and think, right, okay, what could I sell? Then you can make it balance. And there's always a way. There's always a way. You can either be really specific with spaces because you just want to sell the 3, or you could say you're going to sell 12 wax bars at a £5 and end up selling 42. But that will cancel out if you haven't sold 3 counter cleans, for argument's sake. So there's always a way to make it balance. And I'm sure that someone within your team or your sponsor or your director or whoever that's good at maths can always be there to help you.
Don't ask me. Just saying. Don't ask me. Okay.
But yeah, I have got a pre-made one that I can post up, and I think I've got a couple actually. I've got one that's slightly smaller that's about 300 and something PRV, and then I've got the bigger one that's 587, I think it is. So yeah, I'm reading the comments. If Kirsty's a maths queen, Kirsty, welcome to my gang. You can be the maths genius with me.
I think Jade's really good at maths as well. I'm sure she's got an A level in maths. I'm sure she told me that. Whenever I do something wrong, she always goes, Lisa, that's wrong. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh.
So I'm always out of pocket like this.
It doesn't have to be as daunting as it is, and there's always a way to work around it. But I can't stress how much of an amazing PRV boost it is. And even for those that, like, you might feel like your customers have gone a bit quiet on you, like, times are hard for some people. We have been in lockdown for a year. Lots of people have lost their jobs and things. They might not be able to feed their Scentsy addiction. You might be able to find the perfect way to benefit both worlds, as in you can accommodate to their budgets and get yourself a massive PRV boost at the same time without having to find a party host.
Yeah, I love that. Do you know what as well, guys? I know, like, we're talking about a lot of these things, splitting bundles and all the rest of it. And I know that we've talked about, you know, we don't base our businesses. None of us directors that you're seeing on here tonight base our businesses on just doing secret sales, for example. Like, Georgie doesn't do 5 secret sales a month and that's all she does with her sales. But these are boosters. They're PRV boosters. So when you're having a quiet month, exactly that. When, you know, you want to give back to your customers. Like, I've never done anything like this before. Yes, I've done flower specials or I've done mystery bags, but never done anything where I'm really discounting the prices and giving something back to my customers. If you've got a really loyal customer base, even if it's just 10 people, you know, give it a try. You'll be surprised. I think I think all of us are, I haven't done it yet, and it's in my pocket because, as you know, I've got to get 2,900 PRV this month to get my annual sales. I'm determined. I've just given myself a paper cut. I'm determined to make it happen, so I'm going to be doing it. I am going to be trying it this month. So,
as Kirsty said, the best piece of advice would be, like, if you've already collated some orders and you've already got an open party, then that's even better, because you've got something to fall back on. And you know, when you're working stuff out, that £24 credit is 10%. That's 10% of a qualifying order. So you know that absolute as a minimum, you can take that off of something. And so if you work out the bundles and then take 10% off, you know that you're not going to be struggling. And you can make it as big or as little as you want. So if it's literally like the training you've put up earlier about getting to paid at title and leaders and getting to promotions and getting that last bit over the line, I know that Carly last month was so close to hitting a goal, and she was like, what can I do? And she was like, do you know what? Not many people buy washer whiffs and Scentsy Fresh. And she did a flash sale just on those 2 products. So it doesn't have to be like a broad spectrum of things. It might just be like a taster of what else can I get people to buy? What have they not bought before that I can entice them into and then get them addicted and get them to buy it somewhere else?
I love it. I just like, you can really target market and really focus that as well. So I love it. I just think so many ideas. My head's buzzing. I'm not going to sleep tonight, by the way. Just saying, everybody. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm like, oh my God. So Georgie will share with you some of the maths guides, because I know there's people that are like, hold on a minute, I need to be able to work this out. I can't do it. And I'm seeing people go, I'm rubbish at maths. So if you don't mind sharing your pre-made ones, amazing. I'm sure there might be lots of questions on secret sales. Watch it.
Inbox is always open. You can ask questions. I'll give you a hand. It's not a problem.
Have I missed anybody out? Has everyone been live that was going to go live? Guys, if you have missed you out, can you unmute yourself and say, me? I was going to say something, because if not, I will talk. But I don't want to leave anybody out. I've gone through my list, and I feel like everyone has. I think I've covered everybody that was gonna. If I haven't, please just say no. Right, okay, at the minute everyone's gone quiet, and I'm sure someone might share some ideas. I've just got a couple of ideas to share for you. Hold on, I've got a couple of ideas to share for you just off the back of this. So just a couple of ideas that I picked up along the way. I spend a lot of time, believe it or not, me and Tam speak on the phone all the time, and we come up with a few ideas. She did this with her group. I sort of stole some ideas of her. So I just wanted to share these. Now, these are just some other alternatives. This bag I got, by the way, it's not available in Scentsy anymore, but I'm sure you can find something very similar to this. This is a pet party. And I know that some of my teamies in here might have had this before. So if you know someone that's got dogs, you literally can throw all of the pet products in there. Hobo the cat, doesn't smell very much, actually. There's a catalogue in there. There's pet samples in there. Nick Wilson, where are you? I know that you've got one of these as well. I think Laura, you've got one. We got these in Amsterdam. These were one of our freebies that we've got. But get a little bag together and get them out to as many of your friends that have got pets. I would totally recommend, if you've got dogs and you've not used the products, use them. I did a live this week before with Dexter. I groomed him live, and I showed the difference between. I have got I hate to name and shame other products, but there's a really lovely smelling product which I'm hoping Scentsy might make a newborn nursery smelling dog product. I'm going to put that to them. It smells like newborn nursery that we use. It's called Fresh Heads, or Fresh. It's like in a black bottle. Anyone that's got a dog might know what I mean. Sprayed Dexter with it this week. Oh my God, he literally was having a sneezing fit, purely because I couldn't find, because all of our kitchen's upside down, so all my products are like everywhere. And he was sneezing like a good one. When I use our products on him, yes, it doesn't smell as strong, because I have got friends that have got dogs that go, it's not strong. And I'm like, yeah, it's not. But do you know what? It doesn't make him sneeze. And I think anything that's going to make your dog or your cat or your horse sneeze is not going to be good for their lungs. So that's what I'm always putting out there to people. It's definitely not as strong, but Sweet Pea and Shay, I think it's called, absolutely frigging insane. Buy all 3 products, get them using all 3 products. It's brilliant. So pet parties, if you're not doing them, well worth doing. Even if you haven't got a pet, go and get the pet products at some point. Use your credit. If you don't know what to use your credit on, well worth buying. Sweet Pea and Shay, totally recommend it. Maybe you could buy the shampoo in one product, the detangler in another, the freshen up pup in another. So definitely do that. Get your samples out of those as well. So that's a pet party. Right, this is something that's really, really, really basic. It's called an envelope party. Now, I have literally 9,700,029 million of these, which are my testers, because I've been in for 3 years, coming up 4. It means that I've gone through quite a few season changes. I buy 3 packs of them at a time. So when things discontinue, I take them out. It means I've got quite a lot of extra classics sitting about. So these are not these scents, because I literally just grabbed a few to throw one together to show you. This is not the prettiest, but if you are starting out and you're new to Scentsy, this is a really good way to get a borrow bag or an envelope party or a pouch party out there that is really, really basic, okay? You can split your samples up into 10s, like a group of 10 at a time. If you've been with Scentsy longer and you've been with Scentsy a couple of years, you've probably got some classics that are knocking about that you've got in a cupboard somewhere that are doing nothing. So get them out, grab some of these out of the pound shop. They're 3 for £1 in the pound shop. In there, we've got Uno catalogue, a couple of leaflets that come with your kit. That actually hasn't got anything in it, so I've just thrown in an empty bottle, but that should be a Cans Clean sample. I did this before I come live. A dish soap sample, a few little wax samples, and a handful of scents. The great thing about this is you could have, if you are brand new to Scentsy and you've only got your scent samples bag, you could potentially put them into 10s. You could get 8 of these actually working for you with 1 set of samples. Yes, I would mix them up. I would put a clothesline and a Pima cotton in one, an aloe water and a cucumber, and something else in another. So you've got a couple of fresh, a couple of sweet, a couple of floral, a couple of manly scents. Split them up, keep it really simple, and literally deliver them to all your friends. This has got stickers that says open me, share with me, save with me. What I also used to do is stick a postcard in there. I used to put a load of sample packs in there, 4 catalogues in there, and I'd say to them, you know, share these with friends. If you give out catalogues to other people and they want to order, share this with a friend. Literally, they could order as well. It becomes a party, basically, with you just giving the envelope. Now, you might have someone that orders just from them, just with themselves, or they might want to share that with a friend. So that works. It's a really, 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 really simple idea that you can literally get orders from. What else did I want to talk to you about? And then this isn't like proper. This is only half made. Sorry, Kirsty, I'm not going to do this justice. This is like fragrance flower party. Very simple. All you're going to do is you're going to get all of the samples. Now you can do this 2 ways that we do fragrance flowers in, and you can put them like a little fan. They look really pretty. Tied together with oh, hello. Tied together with a little bit of ribbon. Who has just unmuted themselves? Sorry, guys, just unmute all. Or you've got the option again with these little samples that we're doing here. Find all the ones that we do fragrance flowers in, put them all together, and say to people, I'm having a fragrance flower party. Who would like one? Literally, really simple. If you've got customers that absolutely love a fragrance flower and they're buying them all the time, sample to them or give them the pots that we do for all of the samples for a fragrance flower. The same with, like what Sarah talked about, the pods party, exactly the same. You can literally give them just sample pots that are linked to those particular scents. It literally is just a way to get out more products and get them to smell all of those products before they buy a fragrance flower, for example. So they're just some other examples for you. My last one, right, this was something that was an idea that this week, Katie Potter, who's a director under Laura Sawkins, she put a picture of it in her group, and I was like, oh my God, that is genius. If you live on a main road like me, I live on a main road and people are literally walking their dogs all the time. You live near a park, or maybe you've got a friend or a nan or a sister or someone that lives on a main road and you can go and pitch up outside their house. Here's what I want you to do. Take your kit and anything else that you've got at home. If you can get electric, brilliant. If you haven't got electric, it doesn't matter. Wait for a nice day. Take your paste table, like as if you were doing a boot sale, and you're going to pitch up out the front of your house, and you're going to have catalogues. You could have your borrow bag. You literally put all your products out, and you're just going to stand there for a couple of hours and chat to people as they're coming past your house. Now, you could have sample packs made up in a basket. Literally, as they're walking past, they're going to stop. Oh, what's this you've got? Oh, this is Scentsy. Have you ever tried Scentsy? No, I've not tried Scentsy. Why don't you take a sample pack? In return for a sample pack, I'll take your phone number, really, really important. They can also buy your stock. So for example, if you've got quite a lot of wax, like I've got some wax that's in stock, if I want to get rid of it, you could advertise that outside the front of your house. You could sell off old warmers, or you can take orders and take their addresses, take their phone numbers. So it doesn't necessarily, if you live in like a tiny cul-de-sac and, you know, or down a country lane and you're not going to see anybody, absolutely fine. But think of somebody that's local to you that you might be like, hold on a minute, can I pitch up outside your house and borrow your electric for the day? So literally keep it simple. You can do this in like in your local area, but if you're going to do it somewhere, you need to just find out the rules in case. I know like in your local village or somewhere like that, if they're holding a boot sale, go and do it, pitch up a table. I know there's not a lot of that going on at the minute, which is why I said like outside the front of your house, really great way to literally get people. In the first lockdown, lots of us did happy bags, rainbow bags, bags of happy, put them in baskets, left them outside our house with a big sign saying take one. Again, was a really good great way to get orders. I know, for example, people have had team members from that. I know Laura Sawkins had multiple orders from her happy bags outside her house. I had a few orders off the back of it. It wasn't great for me, but I did have people join me at my customer group. So they're just ideas. You can run with this and you can make this as creative as you like. Carly Parks tomorrow, she couldn't come and do her live tonight because it's her anniversary, but she is going to come live in the squad at some point, I think tomorrow, and she is literally going to talk to you about sip and sniff parties and those big garden parties that you can do of like a garden of six within the rules of Boris, of course. She's going to come and talk to you about that sort of stuff tomorrow as well, and how to get people to have these parties as well, more importantly. So loads of ideas for you. Now, what's going to happen? What are you going to do with all of these ideas? If you would like to take part in it, we are going to do a booking blitz. Any of these ideas count as a party. I don't care whether it's a sample pack party or whether it's a cleaning party or whether you can book 25,000 garden parties. I really don't mind which one of these ideas you take and you run with, okay? It might be that you get loads of borrow bags booked in. Borrow bags is the main idea. Basically, I'm going to put a thread up. If you want to take part, you can register your interest by putting your name down, and then I'm going to put you into teams. You're going to have a team leader. Ideally, we would like your team leaders to be lead consultant and above. So if there's anybody that would like to be a team leader, then let me know as well. And then you will also have a director or a star director assigned to your group as well, just to answer questions. Hopefully they all know they're going to be doing that, but I sort of did pre-warn them. This is going to be happening Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then we're going to announce the winner on Tuesday, the winning team. There will be a photograph in the squad where you can come in and you can say booked a party, booked a borrow bag, booked a pouch party, booked a secret sowing, booked a messenger party, whatever you've decided to book. You literally will shout yourself out on that thread. I will add them all up with the help of your directors and your team leaders, and hopefully we will get a winner at the end of it. Now, this isn't just about winning and losing. I love winning. I love taking part. I love the competitive nature. PE teacher by trade is it's about getting the buzz. But most importantly for you guys, it's about filling up your diary. Okay. If you do this correctly, you can get your diary filled up between now and like October and bloody Christmas if you wanted to, right? You literally could run with this and you could get as booked up as you allow yourself to be. And you can do it with, as you know, we've shown you ways that are very little spend to all singing, all dancing. We have literally catered for whether you're a brand new consultant starting today or whether you've been in the game for 3 years. And it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fast paced. It's going to be mental. And the beauty of it will be is you can get in these groups, and if you really struggle to get your customers to say yes, hopefully someone might have another alternative idea of ways that you can do it. And for me, if my customers are not going to have all of these things on this list, I'm going to do them all. And that's going to be me booking them with me. So I'm still going to get points for my team. It literally will be as simple as that. So hopefully tonight you've taken away something. I'm pretty certain there's going to be some more ideas shared in the squad. We will put up some threads with some maybe ways to advertise these things, or I might even put up a thread that's like questions related to the live, and you can ask for anything. You can tag us in what you like. Do you know what's been absolutely incredible? It's been amazing to have all of the amazing directors come live and share their ideas with you all. Honestly, thank you to every single one of them that has volunteered their time. Some of them have absolutely gone out of their comfort zone to come live to over 100 people tonight in here. And I know some of them will be like, oh my God, Lisa, I can't actually believe that you made me do that. But I did, and you did it, and you can tick that off your list. So thank you so much. And thank you all for joining us, because I know it's been a long one. I will make sure this gets uploaded onto YouTube. It will get uploaded into the squad. Share it with your team. You know, let's stop thinking about the word party being, I've got to stand there and show all my products and be that person. Actually, there's 1,001 ways that you can party. Let's do this. Let's get active in April, and let's have the most incredible week. I'm freaking buzzing for you all. So take care. Thank you to everybody tonight, and enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. And I'll speak to you all soon.